Welcome to my channel, guys. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep this video short, sweet, and to the point. First of all, if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and thumbs up this video. Thank you very much. If you have not seen the movie The Bird Box, this is a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. If you're someone who likes spoilers like myself, girl, watch the video. For those of you who have seen this movie already, you know what I'm about to say. So the movie stars Sandra Bullock, who we all know and love from Miss Congeniality. In the movie, her character name is Mallory. She's like 9 months pregnant in the beginning of the movie. The movie kind of goes back and forth from 5 years ago to 5 years ahead. So it's not in chronological order, which is something that I actually do like because it forces you to pay attention and it forces your brain to work a little bit harder. Like, okay, this happened, so then that happened, so then, okay, rewind, fast forward. You know what I mean. She's an artist. A lot of her artwork are very dark. They're very sad. They're very depressing. Her hair is kind of messy. Her apartment is messy. Her sister comes in and her sister is the person that buys her groceries. She's a super depressed mom. She's not really excited about her baby, and we find out that's because, like many, no shade, no tea, her baby daddy don't want nothing to do with her or the baby. She goes to the doctor visit and she doesn't want to know the sex of her baby. She doesn't really care about the baby. She considers her pregnancy a condition. Like, her doctor was like, okay, this is not a condition, you're pregnant. It's a story on the news about this mass suicide that's going on overseas. Sandra's kind of like, it's not happening here, why should I care? Which is how a lot of people feel about a lot of issues going on in the world. Like, oh, it doesn't affect me, why should I care? Until, boom, it does affect her. Spirit, ghost, monster, whatever you want to call it, is now affecting her city, her town. This is the weird thing. This is the thing that gets me and that I couldn't really grasp throughout the movie. You can't look, right? Like, so if you look where, look here, look there, eyes open, I don't know. But if you look, you'll be somewhat possessed by this spirit, demon. You'll see something that basically makes you want to kill yourself. Okay, so we see the first character that looks and sees this spirit or is possessed by this spirit, and then after that, she sees the spirit or monster, and now she's banging her head against the window. Sandra runs to the car. Her and her sister are driving. Cars are exploded. People are committing suicide, jumping in front of trucks, like killing themselves, and Sandra and her sister is just like, drive, 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 drive. Where are they driving to? I don't know. I don't know. So they're driving and the sister sees the spirit. She's engulfed with the spirit. How she sees the spirit and Sandra sitting right next to her doesn't see a spirit, both eyes are wide open. I just don't get the whole look thing. I don't get the look thing. That's why I can't get jiggy with the look thing. But anyways, her sister looks, she crashes the car flips over, she gets out the car and walks in front of a truck, gets hit by a truck. That was a lot. All in a 20-minute, that was a lot. Now she's in this world where people are looking. I mean, everybody's eyes is open. Shouldn't everybody, this is my thing, everybody's eyes are open. Shouldn't everyone have gotten this simultaneous, you know what I mean, possession, and the movie would have been over in like 7 seconds. This woman comes to try to save her. She makes it into the house where there's these people that are just trying to figure out what the hell is going on in the city. Why is everyone trying to commit suicide? So then you have Lil Rel. I think his name was Lance in the movie, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so then you have Lil Rel. And don't Lil Rel sound just like Kevin Hart? He works at the supermarket. He's this weird nerd. He has this theory of what's going on. Of course, no one believes him. Same like in the movie Get Out. Nobody believed him in Get Out. So when he started talking in this movie, I was like, nah, let me listen to what he's saying, because most of the time, he's right. Days are going by. They're in the house. They're running out of food. Like, how are we going to live, like, in this house? You feel me? So you're driving without looking where you're going on a real basic GPS navigator. You got bodies in the street, you got cars flipped over, trucks tumbled over, and you mean to tell me you really didn't crash or hit nothing? Or, I mean, they were rolling over bodies, but it's still just like, okay, seriously, there was just havoc in these streets and you just driving down the road with GPS? No, you would have hit a car or 8. Like, houseway. They get to the supermarket, and I also want to say I just didn't understand, because it's like, certain places is like, oh, we can't be exposed to light, but then they were exposed to light. Them windows were not covered or bolted. It was a lot of sun and light coming through majority of the windows, so technically that's looking, right? I don't know. Child, things are gonna get easier. No, things get harder. There's another person who survived, right? And he's like, oh, help me, help me, help me. They're like, who is that? Laurel is like, oh, you know, that's, you know, one of his co-workers, but he was a little, you know, not mentally there, you know what I mean? He was able to live with the possession as well. But what I think is that it was kind of like a switcheroo. People that were born with like a mental disability, they were able to possess the spirit, but people who weren't born with a mental disability would automatically die. So that was interesting. Another pregnant woman comes in and I'm just like, oh, she's the complete opposite of Sandra Bullock. She's been spoiled. She's been coddled her whole life. She's happy. She's looking forward to her pregnancy. The complete opposite of Sandra Bullock. Another moment. They both give birth at the same time. So, we have no doctors here. We have no one that has any type of medicine, any type of medical practitioner history. Yet they deliver 2 healthy babies. Okay, you know what? All right. Within like an hour. Okay. So one of the people that they had let into the house ended up being, from my opinion, he was someone from the mental asylum. He's possessed, but he's one of the people that can live with the possession. So there were people that live with the possession and people that would die, commit suicide from the possession. Long story short, everyone looks at one point of another and commits suicide. So 5 years later, the 2 kids, Mallory and Bay. They're living life blindfolded. Some people do have the skills and the technique to do so, but let's be honest, no. Get this call from this station. How did the station get to them? I don't know. They get a call from the station basically telling them, listen, there's a place of refuge. Come here. It's past the water. You know, you might not make it past the water. It's very rough. Try your best to make it past the water. Basically, long story short. Okay. Bay ends up sacrificing himself so that Sandra and the 2 kids can make it. Boom, they're going across the water. So she's literally rowing the boat. She's rowing blindfolded with 2 kids rowing blindfolded. Where they do that at? But I don't know if anybody caught this. One thing that I did catch, right? So they're rowing blindfolded. And this guy, he's like calling her. He comes out of no freaking where. He's in the water and he's like, oh, take off your blindfold, take off your blindfold. So she's fighting him blindfolded, fighting him like, oh, get off, get away, no, no, no. She grabs a knife and just, so then he says something like, oh, everyone must see, everyone must see. Okay, he goes in the water, boom. But what I remembered was when they were driving to the supermarket, and when I told y'all they were going to Laurel's job, they were driving to the supermarket and they were kind of driving over the bodies in the street. He was one of the bodies that they drove over. Bet you nobody said that yet. I don't know what that means, but I caught that. So then the birds, right? The birds, this bird box. There were 3 birds that they carried with them. So when the birds were meant to be like a form of protection. Whenever the birds started going crazy, whenever the birds started going crazy was when basically like a warning, like, listen, these spirits or creatures or people, they're, you know, these bad people, they're close, like we need to get away. There was 3 birds in the box, which symbolized Sandra and the 2 kids. Birds, the bird box. Birds are meant to be free, they're meant to fly. So why are these birds in a box? Why are these birds closed into darkness? Symbolizing, like I said, Sandra and the 3 kids. I think that was cute. Some of the symbolism in this movie was really cute, really thoughtful. I really liked the whole like parenthood, her evolving into a mother, into a loving and caring mother. The person on the radio told them to follow the birds, you know, and they'll know where they are. They get to the place, it's a school for the blind. So this safe haven full of people that are blind. I really did actually like this part that they casted people who were actually blind. I think that was beautiful just to see them and everyone's happy and in this safe place. There were just so many any birds. The birds kind of covered. Sandra then says, you know, free the birds so that they can be, you know, amongst their own. So the kids free the birds. That was a nice symbolism as well. Like, now they can be free amongst their own as well. They ended up seeing the doctor. I think that was popping. They ended up seeing the doctor that, you know, she went to go do the ultrasound with, and the doctor said, you know, what are the kids' names? The kids didn't have names. Sandra did not name them. She named them boy and girl. What? They introduced themselves as boy and girl, and the doctor is like, what? She's like, no, you know, she names the girl after her mother and she names the boy after Bae. Was Bird Box trash? It wasn't trash, but it wasn't all that. I liked the characters, the acting was really good, but plot and just, it was just, look, just look, it was just weird. Hopefully this video is not too long. Just don't believe the hype. It ain't all of that, and you'll be alright just not watching it. No shade, no tea, but